Hey guys, and welcome to a video on the Drift King Hillbilly build. Now, of course, wait a second, that's not him. There he is. Yeah, okay. In the most fashionable, best skin imaginable, the coon skin, Hillbilly skin. My absolute favorite with dead rabbits on the side and a beautiful shovel for luck. Shovel those bodies, if you know what I mean. Anyway, Thompson Moonshine and Doom Engraving are our two add-ons of choice. They give extra control and much increased speed while chainsawing around the map. I like running Discordance, a great perk for map awareness, knowing where multiple survivors are, critical for changing and switching targets throughout the game. I also like running Monitor and Abuse, reduces your heartbeat radius by 8 meters, which is quite a lot, down to 24-meter radius on Hillbilly. So while you're chainsawing around the map, your heartbeat is smaller, so the survivors have a smaller amount of time to react, and you're covering that gap faster. Next, we have Barbecue and Chili, a staple killer perk for most killers. Awareness of where survivors are to be able to keep momentum going after hooking someone, plus those sweet, sweet blood points are to be able to keep funding your Doom Engraving into Thompson Moonshine. And finally, we're running Blood Warden, which is an absolutely fantastic perk. It's my personal favorite perk in the game. It gives you a wonderful ability to lock out the exit gate for 60 seconds when an endgame collapse and you hook a survivor. But that's all written there. But what it also does is give you a highlighted highlight any survivors that go into the exit gates after an exit gate is open, obviously. So the beauty of that is, as a Hillbilly, you can see where survivors are when they're at the exit gate, and the moment the survivor hesitates and heads away, you're in a great position to be able to zoom in and catch those survivors during their little cocky moments where they're like, look at me, I'm in the exit gate. Oh, nah. Nah, the game isn't over until they have walked out that door. I can't tell you the amount of times we've caught survivors being cocky in those last 10 seconds of the game. Anyway, now a bit about me, guys. My name's Plumoe. I stream a lot of DBD on my Twitch stream, which you can find the description for down below. You can find the link for in the description down below. And, well, a bit about my qualifications. I play a lot of Dead by Daylight, 3,000 plus hours worth. Almost, I'd hazard a guess at 2,500 hours on Hillbilly alone. He is my absolute favorite character and has so much flexibility, especially with this Drift King build. The idea behind my build is to zoom around the map and catch survivors off guard when they are not expecting it. Knowing where survivors are is critical to this build, so Discordance plays a huge role in that, as well as just using my sight to be able to see where survivors are and more importantly, remember where they were to educate my future guesses to where to chainsaw or X, Y, Z. There's a lot of work behind the scenes for this build, but I'm going to try and take you through this game that I played earlier. This is a post recording as well. I did do a voiceover at the time, but it had fans and stuff running in the background, so it was a bit gross and I didn't want to upload it to YouTube, so here we are. Anyway, I know what happens, but I also don't because I recorded this like 2 hours ago, and I don't remember exactly what happened at every point of the game, but I know what I was thinking most of the time. Now, I did get Ret Shop, one of my favorite maps in the game, on the Autohaven Wreckers zone, if you will, of Dead by Daylight. Now I'm going to chainsaw down to, not ignore this first generator, but the second one might have had a survivor spawn, and there wasn't anyone there, so we continue going around to my left. Now I'm just trying to get an idea of where survivors are, and I was lucky enough to stumble upon Meg and get an early kill. That was Monitor and Abuse at work. Now I did hear the Saboteur to the left, okay? But I did not choose to chase them. The important reason for that is I choose to play fair. I try to play as fair as the word could possibly be. I don't want to slug a survivor in order to get a second one, even if that second survivor would have put me in a better position. Now, I do attempt to take the long route here, so my logic was a survivor on a generator, if they see someone hooked, they're looking straight at that hook. If I was to approach them from behind, I could have caught that survivor off guard and get a free kill rather than approaching from the direction they're already looking. I was unfortunate crash, but it worked out anyway and we got near. Hopefully, again, monitor and abuse at work. Smaller heartbeat, close that gap so quickly with the Doom Engraving add-on and the extra control to weave between those trees, catching her completely with her pants down and getting a free kill. Alright, so we saw a couple on barbecue and chili, and once again I'm taking a bit of the long route, if you will, the path less traveled, hopefully to get a free kill. I do see scratch marks in the corner here, and I try to get a tight angle. I wasn't able to pull it around. But I did find the Meg I caught at the very start of the game. Now, I see David working on the generator in the background. That's important for just a couple of seconds from now, guys. So I do attempt to get Meg here. I bum it up, but the important thing here is that she goes for a window. We leave her. We don't try and chase her. And we use our prior knowledge of seeing David on the generator to go around the corner and just claim a free kill on a guy that was making more progress and having an actual dent in the game and trying to get the game over sooner. Alright. Now you will notice that I don't run any slow down the game perks, like Thanophobia, Old Ruin, or well, any perks like that, even Jack in the Box was called, Pop Goes the Weasel. I don't believe in running perks that slow down the game if you're playing a killer that can play aggressively and win the game quickly. I would rather win the game quickly and get free kills like that then know that I have an extra 5 minutes up my sleeve because I'm running another perk, which allows for more mistakes. Whilst that extra time is nice for ranking up and might make you win some games you might not have won, I don't believe. I think it harvests bad habits, thinking you have more time than you do, and it actually makes you quite reliant on that perk, as I am reliant on some of the perks I'm running at the moment. But at least the build I'm running gets a lot of love and a lot of fun for the survivors on the other side of the screen. Now, mistake here, I try to take the same damn angle I buggered up before, thinking I could do better this time. Of course, you can only ever do your best. That is a philosophy I live and breathe on my stream, and we do try to go for anyone on this generator that my discordance highlighted for me. David was a bit more on the ball this time, and he got away. So I go back and focus on that regression, focusing on those emblems, getting the generator regression. We see David run off in the distance. That generator, that hook came back to life, and I thought someone was saboteuring it. Didn't work out, and now we're just hunting down this beautiful bearded man here. David makes a bit of a mistake, and we capitalize instantly. Discordance, once again, doing work, highlighting where 2 or more of the survivors currently are. It means I know where to go straight away, and we've actually located the 3rd survivor right here. We know where all 4 survivors are right at the start of the game. This is a gimme, at least at this point. They get a second generator done. The game's been going for, what, 5 minutes? 7, probably about 4 minutes. I do try to get Meg here. I should have probably left. I don't know what the right call was here. If I'd gotten Meg, it would have been worth it, because I would have had double pressure on this map and forced anyone on the other side of the map to leave in order to save their teammates. Or, of course, they'd just die. A win-win for me, really. I do try to head around here, and unfortunately I don't get anyone on this generator, which surprised me. I thought the logical pathing from the generator they just completed would have been to that one as the closest, but if they didn't know it was there, then of course they wouldn't have bothered to check it out. I just narrowly missed Nia there, and I try to cut in a bit hard there and don't manage to get onto this generator. We remember where Nia is, so we're just kicking this generator, and I believe I'm going to double back onto her in just a second. Do I get lucky? I don't. I crash into the tree, but once again, she's still there, and she's trying to do a runner on me. She's gotten away with it, though. She has gotten away with it, and we are going to go around and try and put some pressure onto the generator we know what we thought someone would be working on. We heard the other one pop at the other end of the map, so we know the general vicinity that all the survivors are currently in, and another free kill on this Meg. Now, she is the confident Meg that's using that torch. Okay, so she clearly, she has a bit of experience in this game. She flashes at you. She wants your attention. So that's the power of monitor and abuse. It catches survivors that are experienced and the ones that think they know everything about Dead by Daylight and what to expect from a killer. You get some pretty sweet kills off them. Nia just narrowly misses her again. If I'd come from a less predictable angle, then straight on, I would have probably gotten that kill right away, but it didn't matter. We caught her anyway. We're going to chuck her up on a hook, and we'll see where the others are in relation to my current location, using our barbecue and chili. Now we see one survivor. Ugh, that's gross. One survivor stayed on the generator and the other one was going for the save. Whilst going for the person that was going for the save would be a quote-unquote better play because it might make the other person die. Again, this is the fairness thing that I harper on about. Harper on? I don't know what the word is. I try to make sure all survivors have a decent chance, and we know that Dwight hasn't actually been on a hook yet, so catching him is more valuable to me. I get my 4th stack of barbecue, and I make sure the other survivors don't just die instantly. I did feel a little bad at the time because the Nia died before I even caught the Dwight, which kind of annoyed me. I lost count of when she would die. Now, a good example here, I could have broken that pallet, but I chose not to try and corner around and continue this chase on Dwight. Once again, I have the chance to just instantly break it with my chainsaw, but I don't do that. I leave and I go for this chase. I predict his motions, where he's going to go. I see the scratch marks. I try to go around this corner, just missing out by maybe a second on his pathing, but once again, we've cornered him. And the 2 pallets he had safely ready to use were out of reach, and the other one right there wasn't available because I body blocked it. Now that damn locker opening was a pain in the butt, but yeah. Now I have a lot of experience in Drift King, so a lot of these a lot of my movements here, the back and forth motion you're seeing with my chainsaw as I'm running around the map. The importance of that I can't highlight enough, especially when you're on a map you're not 100% sure on, especially early in any map really, because you're not sure about jungle gym spawns, you're not sure about where windows and stuff are. So it's important for you to be able to open up the angles and be ready to make a corner well before you even have to reach that corner. So I'll give you an example, hopefully it coming up after I regress this generator a little bit. I'm going to try and hit a chainsaw on someone at the other end of the map. Now, I have to make a pretty harsh turn to get back towards where that mark was that I just left, that I just heard, so the mark that I just got on my screen. I intentionally corner back around, and I get around to where the David that made that mark was by opening up the angle and making it possible to continue the sprint, rather than just stopping and heading straight there. I opened it up and got there in one chainsaw, which was probably quicker, and more importantly, it might have caught him a little bit off guard, as he might have seen me heading in a complete opposite direction without hearing the chainsaw stop, so the likelihood of me turning that around so quickly caught him off guard, and again, a free kill. Now, I didn't actually look around there for any barbecues, but I did see scratch marks on that tree, a little scratch mark. So we saw Dwight just run through past that window. We try to get a really nice chainsaw on him there, but he does make a little bit of a flick there, escape around the trees, and the hunt begins. Now this is a little bit embarrassing. I greatly overestimated what he was going to do here, and thought I was trying to do some epic flick, something, you know, but something out of Syndicate. But it didn't quite work, and I mean, he was very dainty jumping over that pallet, wasn't he? So he goes down, Meg goes for the torch, and this game is all but over at this point. Dwight's going to go on the hook, Meg tries to do too much, she can't do it, and it is now Meg versus the Hillbilly, and she ain't winning this, whilst that barrel did have her back. It's pretty much over. If you have any questions, guys, about the game that you just saw, please do not hesitate to ask in the chat. I do try to do some fancy footwork here to get around, but it doesn't quite work. I don't angle it quite right. But not long after, she loses the torch, and kablooey. She is down for the count. So yeah, if you have any questions, guys, do leave them in the chat. I stream too much. Leave them in the comments below, guys, and hopefully you've learned a thing or two about Drift King. If you'd like more gameplay of Drift King or any of my other creative builds, guys, I do stream Monday to Thursday, well, 4 days a week, every week. So just drop by the channel if you want to see me, guys. Drop me a follow. I try to be as fun and interesting as I can on my channel, on my Twitch channel. It's good fun. So I can't wait to see you there, guys. If you do follow me, let me know you came from this YouTube video. It's always fun to see how you found me. Anyway, always important to say good GG, guys, and wish your opponents a good game. Hopefully they had fun. And again, that damn chaser emblem always gets me. You can't get enough Chaser up there, but with the ELO changes coming to Dead by Daylight, possibly, I'm excited to see how that's going to implement it. There weren't any decisive strikes, and yeah, game's over. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more videos like this, leave a comment, guys. Let me know, and I'll put it up on the YouTube channel, other builds and stuff as well. Thank you for watching. Plum out!